Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, and you have no idea how stupid and silly I am. What makes me say that? I actually forgot. Oh yeah, I remember. That was a wonderful start to a videocast, wasn't it? I said that's because I keep eating too much. I mean, I feel like I keep eating too much. Technically speaking, I probably eat just as much as I should because I keep losing weight, so it's good, but I feel so full. I did eat my lunch like an hour ago or so, and I'm still so stuck full of food. I cannot believe I'm still alive. But it was delicious. Still, it was too much. I cannot believe I ate it all. Alright, let's focus on the game and hopefully I'll forget how full I am. Advanced relations are complete. Great. This thing reminds me of a stomach that is now full. Let's not think about that. Let's think about something else. Planets! They look like stomachs that are filled with stuff. No. Let's think about... Come on, my mind just refuses to cooperate. Alright, let's focus on exploration. Food exploration! Oh, this is going a little bit far. But actually, you know what I realized? I can start terraforming planets to lavas. And I'm considering terraforming those, this barren and Arctic into a lava. Because I already have a system that is designed to be my science system. And that is Geminos, if I recall correctly. Barren, Helium, Ocean and Arctic. I can later on terraform this arid into a... preferably an Arctic, because barrens are kind of bad. I mean, they do give you a lot of science per population, but the science to population ratio is really not good. The best population to science ratio is on heliums in the oceans. Arctics are on third place and barrens are the last when we talk about the science-rated planets. So I'll preferably wait until I have Arctic terraformation, then I'll turn this arid into an Arctic. Killing one of my citizens, but who cares? We are pillagers, we just kill people because we can. Now, as for Auriga, however, this thing is probably always going to be my key system, the most powerful system I have. This is where I have my hero at all times, so I do want this system to also be reasonably productive. So what I am going to do now is turn this barren into a lava, and I'm thinking about actually maybe turning this Arctic as well. The one slight problem I have with this idea is that though this Arctic already gives me a lot of unhappiness because of the acid rain, so by terraforming it into lava I would generate even more unhappiness that I would have some real difficulties dealing with. On the other hand, what I can do is terraform Auriga itself into a lava, and I can also do the same thing with this barren right here, leaving Arctic as it is right now. I'm thinking this is not the worst idea I ever had. And I'm thinking about sticking to it. So, first things first, Auriga is the best system I have, so let's deal with that first. I still don't have Adamantium or Hyperium, but whatever. So, first of all, terraform Auriga into lava, there we go. Secondly, terraform this barren into a lava as well. And thirdly, terraform this barren into a lava again. So I will have 3 lava planets instead of 3 barren planets, thus turning my Auriga system from a science-ish focused system, because it still gave me more production than anything else, into a system that is just a beast when it comes to production, which is exactly what I'm looking for right now. Meanwhile, there are no battles to sweeten the wait time, so whatever, I'm just going to continue moving my ships in the general direction of the amoeba, who probably, yeah, are expecting me any time now, because they must sense that I'm planning something evil soon. So there's that. Objection also finished doing some stuff, which is nice. Colonize the barren system. You know what? I'm thinking about turning it into a lava as well. Maybe this system already has a tundra and a lava, so it already is quite productive. I can make it even more productive if I choose to do so. Question is, do I want to do that? Because having some science is still good. Then again, I'm already doing quite nicely in science. In fact, I should probably mention that in terms of score, I'm on top. In terms of everything else, I'm also on top. The only exception being military, where Harmony is as powerful as the rest of Galaxy combined. Okay, I'm second place, but I've got like 1/3 of the Galaxy's power, and the Harmony has 1/2. That makes no sense. Half of the power. There, that makes more sense. So, the only thing I'm lacking actually, and I'm not first, is knowledge. And I'm still very, very far away from Harmony, which is a little bit of a problem, especially since now the Harmony can probably cleanse the systems from dust. So I am thinking I actually leave this barren as it is right now. It is going to give me a little bit more science than it already is giving me. Then again, I need alien graphing first. Food, yeah. But yeah, I really do. And let's get some damage control center, because this system is going to be besieged any time now. I have no doubts about this whatsoever. So yeah, there is that. Also, I probably could use some more dust. So what next is on the list? Merope is my capture system. Another lava over here and a Terran. All of this combines into a very nice selection of planets on a single system. So I'm liking this a lot. There isn't much to make over here, however, which is again actually kind of decent, because I won't have to spend dust on those improvements, which is nice. Let's just convert industry to dust and I will be on my merry way. As for Crown, where on earth is it? I need to rename it. I can remember some of the default names of systems, and by default I tend to not rename systems that I conquered, just to, you know, differentiate them a little. But I think I should do something, especially since I cannot remember Crown for the life of me. So let's rename it into... I'm thinking about... Oblivion. Why? I don't know, I just kind of thought about Oblivion, and it kind of fits the system in some kind of weird way. So Oblivion doesn't really have anything to... there's nothing for me to do on Oblivion. It's just trying to get some more food, and that's about that. I could use some satellites actually, because I'm relatively close to the system over there. I'm not sure if these wood satellites will give me vision over this red dwarf, but maybe, just maybe, and I'm willing to take a chance. Take a risk, maybe. And if it doesn't work, then at the very worst I can still scrap those satellites. So it's not really a wasted effort or industry. So let's leave it like so. Anything else that requires my attention? Not yet, anyway. So Loris is being happily captured. Now the thing is, I am going to declare war on amoebas just because it's effing hilarious. However, you cannot forget the power of the Disharmony. When we go into the diplomacy screen, we can see that I only have 3 turns before they declare war on me. They will declare war on me, trust me, I know the AI just slightly too well to assume otherwise. They might wait for an additional 10, it's possible. I'm not entirely sure if this 3 turns means that they'll start thinking about war after 3 turns, or if they'll immediately declare war. But either way, I have... Worst case scenario, I have 3 turns left to prepare for an assault. The Disharmony, as I said, have gigantic army that mine can't really compete with as of yet. So what I definitely need to do is rely on the power of my ships, but I also need more ships regardless. So first of all, do I want to retrofit on any of my ships? Well, the slight problem is I don't exactly remember what the Disharmony were using, but at the same time I'm pretty certain the last time I did retrofit my ships, it was when I was still fighting Disharmony. So... I did make some differences here and there, but I didn't change the overall focus of my ships. So they should do alright against Disharmony ships, if I'm lucky, that is. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is probably just spawn the ships I already have at my disposal and hope that this is going to be the right selection of ships. Now the slight problem is Auriga is already occupied with a production list that is reasonably large, and I do need to lower my taxes as well in order to Auriga to stay content. I think I did overdo the extra colonization on Auriga, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to show middle finger to the computer. Can you really blame me? I don't think you can, and if you can, that you are a heartless person. Regardless, even with this low approval, Auriga is still my most productive system and will probably remain so for till the end of time. So there is that, and now at least it keeps gaining population, which is also important in my eyes. I could keep lowering the tax rate until Auriga is really happy. And since I am, you know, about to have a war on my hands, I'm thinking I actually do this. Because yes, I'll lose a lot of dust every turn, but if I increase my taxes by just a little, I actually barely lose any dust. So I can afford to keep Auriga happy for the next few turns, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So with that being said, let's start but producing some ships. I definitely need at least 3 thick airs. That's an absolute must. No matter what, I can guarantee you that the Disharmony have a powerful fleet at their hand, and I need something to soak up the damage if at all possible. After that, I think I'm even going to go for double soul kills, just to, you know, provide additional few targets for the enemy fleet. They'll do me quite nicely. What I'm a little bit worried is that this thing, it keeps saying that I need only 1 turn to make all of this. I have my doubts. Yeah, I'm pretty certain this game is like to me right now. I do not have this much production. So I will not be able to make all of this in 1 turn, but I'll queue up more ships just in case I can. And besides, why not queue up all the ships I can right now? So At this moment I can have 50 command points in a single fleet. But I am about to get additional how many? I think that's 1 per ship class unlocked. How many ship class do I have unlocked? That's 1 ship class, that's 2. So that's additional 2. I'm not sure if this actually includes the corvette class that you start with. Yeah, I'm very certain it does, but let's again assume the worst case scenario, it doesn't. In this case I get extra 2 command points. So extra 2 command points means that I have 17 of them. So right now I'm already using 8 of them. Alright, so I'm left with 9. And all of that I'm pretty sure, well, first of all, let's make it 8, 7, because I do need some barbarians, because remember fighters are important for me. And then the rest of it will be 7 candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all candles. Did I get the tech to retrofit those guys? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. No, not yet. I still need 2 more turns, most likely, or even more than that to actually get the new generation of ships. I usually would probably wait, because retrofitting ships is a fairly bad idea. It does cost you a lot of money, and instead if you can wait a single turn, that usually probably should actually wait a little bit. The reason why I'm not going to do so just this time is because I'm really about to go to a war with yet another faction, and I do need to have a fleet ready by then, even if it's not fully battle ready fleet. And fear not, from the battles that I'll be in, I'll gain enough dust to probably afford another fleet, or maybe even 2 of those. So I'll be able to make newer generation of ships later on, but I need a first level defense, if you know what I'm trying to say. I hope you do. I still do have this barbarian over here. I did not forget about this guy, but I don't really want to use him as of yet, since, as I said, the first fleet I'm going to make will be kind of walking like a meat shield, let's be entirely honest with you. Laws being very slowly captured, but I could help it by sending my invasion ships, but I'm not going to do so. Let's end this 10. Man, this has been a lot of 10, but I feel like we did something important in here, and by which I mean I explained a lot of my thinking to you, and hopefully maybe helped you understand some of the decisions I tend to make every now and then, or rather most of the time. Okay, so what just happened? Auriga altered. Yeah, terraforming has been executed on the planet Auriga, changing its very nature, but not the secrets that it holds. I'm sorry again, this is not how Auriga looks like right now. Right now it looks like this. It's a very fiery planet. Well, what can I say? I like it hot. I cannot see the base of Auriga right now, whatever it's called. I hope I didn't destroy it by accident, by, you know, making it collapse into flames or whatnot. But even if I did, who cares? It's just Auriga. All I care about is fire. And look at the amount of production I have. It basically doubled just by terraforming those few planets into lavas. That's how powerful lavas are when it comes to production. That's why I love them so much. Alrighty then. Anything else I need to do in terms of systems? Not really. They all have their orders and they're doing a fairly stellar job at them. And I think I'm gonna get my fleet soon enough, just in case I do overflow with production. You know, why not queue up some extra industry into dust? And actually I can lower my taxes even further to make Auriga ecstatic maybe. I can, but this will cost me a lot of dust. So let's see how much dust am I going to get by killing amoebas. Let's fly over here, let's guard the system so they cannot escape anywhere. And since they broke the peace treaty, it wasn't me, it was them, if you remember. I can just declare war and be on my way. Wait! Oh, this feels so evil and satisfying at the same time. Yeah, let's kill some stuff. Alright, so Amoeba have their last fleet. They actually have a Bacter, that's the very first Bacter, but it only has kinetics. This is not going to be enough. 3 Lysos, a Bacter, all in all, fairly well defended fleet. 4 fighters in general. This is going to be a little bit of a pickle because I only have like 2 of them probably. Wait a second, where are my fighters? Those are old barbarians, aren't they? Oh, I do not have any fighters in this fleet. Do you have any bombers? Candles, do you have bombers on you? Well, you used to, you don't anymore. Well, I have some bombers. But they'll basically just this basically just means that fighters will have something to shoot at in the first phase. They won't be able to bomb anything. There are too many fighters in this fleet. That's fine though, I can deal with that. I just realized I only have 1 thick air and no soakies. Which is again a slight problem, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to dominate the enemy. Still, I'm going to go for Guillotine because Spitfire would not work too well for me at all. I'm considering going for Nosebreaker, but I don't think there is a need for that just yet. And I'll go for Illusion all 3 times because I'm afraid of... Well, actually the enemy barely has any firepower. So, you know what, in the first phase, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to do as much damage as humanly possible, then double Illusion. And I'll probably switch melee Illusion into something else, we'll see how it goes. Also, let me take a sip of water. I know I don't have juice over here, but I don't have juice in my house. Right now I drank it all, so excuse me. Excusez-moi, or whatever language that you prefer to use. I don't know French, by the way, at all. I used to know a little bit of it, but I forgot it all. At least it's not as bad as German. I mean, I'm not trying to say that German is bad. What I'm trying to say is that I used to be perfect at German. Well, maybe not perfect, but I used to know German really, really well. I was so good at German, you have no idea. Okay, I'm making it sound like I was really superb. Let's not go too far. I could talk with a German about most of casual topics. I couldn't go too far into, I don't know, philosophy, science, or whatnot, but I could talk about everyday stuff with relative ease. I really, really could. And I miss those abilities because right now I am probably barely able to introduce myself to a German properly. Which is really sad considering that how good I used to be, but hey, that's what happens when you don't learn German. After learning German for 12 years, I can't forgive myself. I spent 12 years learning German and I forgot it all. I was pretty bad at German. I mean, you can tell, 12 years and I could only talk about everything except specific stuff. Whereas normally you would expect a guy with 12-year-old experience to be able to talk about everything and remember it as well. But I didn't. Apparently it was not a language meant for me or something. I don't know, I'm still kinda annoyed. I also have a decent knowledge of English without ever actually being taught in school. I mean, I was taught English in school, but I mostly learned English from computer games and websites. You can tell, probably. I'm not gonna lie, but I also have to say, it did me well. I did learn some English at school, don't get me wrong, but by the time I actually stumbled upon a teacher that actually knew his, or rather her, stuff, I already knew English more or less as I know it now. Okay, I didn't know it less, but I still knew it mostly, so yeah. And now I'm trying to learn Korean. It is difficult because I am really not that good when it comes to foreign languages, no matter what kind of languages they are. But after I get a grasp on them, I start to learn it much faster and it brings me joy and whatnot. And Korean is a beautiful language, so I have an additional motivation. Besides, I want to live in effing Korea, so that's yet another motivation to learn Korean language. I don't know why I started talking about off-topic stuff, I honestly forgot why this is. But the important thing is, I didn't lose a single ship, I think, in my main battle fleet. And the amoebas are utterly dead. I'll capture them in just 5 turns. Just to speed the process up a little bit, I'm going to move 4 of my invasion ships into my main fleet, and this could maybe not make any difference whatsoever. So you know what? I'm going to move those barbarians and candles and everything else into this fleet. Okay, I cannot. How many ships did I select? I don't remember. Oh, okay, now I can. And I'm going to move those invasion ships to the other fleet. So what I'm going to do now is basically get extra invasion from nothing, because my hero does actually have invasion powers. It looks like this is not decreasing. Yeah, it's stuck at 20% per turn. I think that ever since the introduction of infantry, you cannot actually invade the system faster than in 5 turns. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I remember this vaguely. I say vaguely because it has been a while since I was able to invade a system with such a ginormous advantage. I'll be entirely honest with you. I mean, not that, it was also a long time since I invaded a system that was not being invaded at the time, so yeah. Okay, anyway then, let's move all those ships back into position. What I'm doing is a sneaky way of doing things without transferring your hero between fleets, which can be risky because you cannot reassign him afterwards. I mean, usually you cannot. So there we go, now it's as it should be. Now, are amoebas going to make any more ships within those 5 turns? They only have farms installed. They have ocean, Arctic and desert. Not a lot of production on those planets, even if they are maxed out, and I'm pretty certain they are. There will probably not be too many ships coming out of here anytime soon. I'm tempted to just get this fleet out of here and join with my fleet's defending objection. It is You know what, I'm gonna leave this fleet over here. There's another reason for that. It's Gatria. It does have a passage that probably leads into Harmony territory, and I will need to defend it as much as I will need to defend objections. So I'm going to leave this fleet hanging around over there, and just in case I need to, I'll always be able to swing it back to Gatria. So there is my plan right there. Let's end this turn as well and actually end this videocast. I think it was a fairly... I like this videocast actually. I was mostly talking, there was too much action, I have to admit. But I think I talked about some important subjects as well. Before we end though, let's have a quick look. A virtual wreck, that's a very nice random event, I really like it a lot. So let's say I could get 300 dust, which is not that impressive, I'll be entirely honest with you. I could get a new colony ship, which is even less helpful because there's nothing to colonize right now. Or I could get a randomly discarded technology. Now this thing is a gamble. It's a ginormous gamble because I can either get access to sustainability, which is a worthless technology. I don't want to be able to colonize deserts because I have access to like no desert whatsoever. And this research only costs 65 research. I'm making way more than that per turn, I'm making 720, so getting this would be very, very bad luck. However, on the other hand, I could just be lucky enough to gain things like... Actually, that's... Well, I could gain Soul Revocation, which is decent, that saves me 6 turns. I could get... What else is decent? That saves me a lot of time. Actually, nothing really. Mostly I could save like 3 turns, and it's a gamble because I might as well save only like 1 turn on something. Something hostile, well, usually amazing, gambly but amazing. This time it actually wouldn't work too well for me. There's basically only like 1 result I'll be satisfied with, so I'm thinking I'm actually going to go selfish, but I don't want to make this decision just yet. I'll think about it. I'll just stop the recording right here and make a decision in the next cast. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It was PANCZASU, the Mighty Mix Spammer. You know what to do if you enjoyed the video cast. Like, leave a comment, all this good stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you online.